Slave. They call me Bland, the Levite, prince for the prince in the building. Permanent spitting, evaluated, just getting started. Coming from the modable, impossible mission of competitive, effective with large faces when you lie multiple ways. Even men, of course, of life forces extracted. The 40 core caliber wanna lead me to the corpses. The word is Bonson, what you think I'm reminiscing on? Yashaya, Prince of Power, son. So many retrieve your performance time to respect the most Ahayah, be forever lost. The word destiny sped destroys. We just a breath in us, like you said, quoting scripture from either Genesis. Nothing compares to a son that's exalted. The mind got these fine strange conjunctions. Fast away the eyes of a one oppression of coming species. They're preparing for destruction. Deranged complication of the small situations. Rising the microwave balance. Y'all dogs gotta get up. No sign of the sky preparing for you. Y'all dudes gotta get up. Don't you know that judgment day is coming soon? Y'all dudes gotta wake up. Most high in the sky preparing for you. Y'all dudes gotta wake up. Don't you know that the judgment day is coming soon?
Praise Ahayah. Yashaya. Rahawat. Lost are saved, find their way at the sound of your great name. All condemned, feel no shame at the sound of your great name. Every fear has no place at the sound of your great name. Enemy, he has to leave at the sound of your great name. Oh, Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of Ahayah, man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, hey, your great name. All the weak find their strength at the sound of your great name. Hungry souls receive grace at the sound of your great name. The fatherless, they find rest at the sound of your great name. And the sick and dead are raised at the sound of your great name. Oh, Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of Ahayah, man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Yeah, your great name. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us, the Son of Ahayah, and man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, your great name. Hey. Your great name, your great name. Praise your high. Praise your high.
It's real if you hear me, hold on. Yashaya is coming, oh yeah. It's real if you hear me, be strong. Yashaya is coming, Yashaya is coming. Holding back my tears, waiting for Yashaya to come. I pray a higher healing. Send down your begotten Son. Oh, I've wasted all my years serving other gods, defiling my soul. Now the truth be told, I don't walk in fear, no, 'cause I know I'm not alone. My armor's made of steel, and my eyes upon Jerusalem, and I'm holding on. Holding back my tears, I watch my people suffer for so long. I pray redemption's near. Cry out and tell my people to hold on. If you let me hear me, Yashaya is coming. It's really him. Yashaya is coming. I'm going to the water, yeah. I'll wash away all my sins. Repentance is in order. I'll do what Yashaya did, and I'ma keep holding. I'ma keep holding on. Yashaya is coming.
I'll keep holding on.
I'm waiting on my Savior to come.
I'll keep holding
I said I'm waiting on my Savior to come.
I'll keep holding on.
It's running on.
I'll keep.
That's where it all started, yeah. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love a brother, love love. 'Cause a multitude of sins, all you have to do is find it. Oh, love cures everything and anything, and all you have to do is find it. 'Cause hurt people will hurt people, but love will cure the brokenhearted. And loving people, laying love on people, bring it back to love. That's where it all started, yeah. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love a brother, love your sister. First commandment, love Ahayah with all your heart. Second commandment, love your brother, love your sister. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other. Love each other.
Wait.
Shalom. Praise Ahayah. Bahasham Yashaya. Wak. I should say Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Please forgive my tardiness. I'm sorry that I am so late, guys. But a lot of things are going on. But praise Ahayah. I hope you all are doing well. And first and foremost, I have to give all glory and praise to Ahayah Ashahayah. Bahasham Yashaya. Wa Kwadash Wak. Okay, brothers, sisters. Listen, I have to apologize for not coming on the way I have, been intended to come on. It's just since the holy days, so much has been going on. It's just been I've been running all over the place. So, forgive me. I'll get things back together where I can be more consistent and, you know, posting more. It's just that I'm just a bit. Everything is all over the place. Brothers and sisters are coming out of Babylon, and I'll try to meet and greet and help brothers and sisters. So that's what we're doing. So I have a very very special guest who's gonna come on and speak, and give her testimony. She newly arrived in Jordan. And there was a lot of things that I had also wanted to talk about. I had told you guys I was going to talk about the cities of refuge here in Jordan, and going to the scriptures about that. Uh, you know, uh, Putting you up on game. There were so many things that I wanted to talk about, and I will get to them. Just be patient with me, but it's just a lot is going on. Still trying to prepare, get things in order. So I'm doing a lot of running around. Okay, but I am trying to, you know, just get myself settled in, and so and just remembering the last time that we had the podcast, I really wanted to go into, excuse me, the three cities of refuge to give brothers and sisters an idea of how and why Jordan is the safe place. And it is the place where we are going to be in the wilderness, and to show you scripturally. Now, you guys, most of you have already saw the Kadesh information. First I put it out on my Poly Hustle channel. Then I put it out on a gathering in Jordan. Then then the brothers who was here did an even more in-depth study on the safe place. And you can go on my channel and watch that part 3. They really go into like how, they reiterated the scriptures from my video, and then they went even further and gave even more information, which was so awesome. And I praise Ahayah by Hashem Yashaya, because Most High really wanted us to get that information. So sorry, guys. I knocked myself out. Okay, I knocked myself out. But okay, so as I'm waiting for my guests to come on, to come. So I just wanted to talk, and maybe I can go into the three cities of refuge, because why I think that's important, because if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago when Shalom, Sister Shoshana. Praise Ahayah. Happy to see you too. Thanks for joining us. Yes, praise Ahayah by Hashem Yashaya. I appreciate you as well. Thank you for coming and being a part of the show and everything. So we welcome you, sister. And anytime you want to come and join us, you are more than welcome. And give your we have an interesting guest tonight, and she'll be up shortly. So I'll let you hear her testimony. But I wanted to talk about these three cities of refuge, because it's very important. Because when the last time one of the few times that we came on, a brother and sister, or a brother came on, and he started talking about urban. And there are a lot of Hebrews that are coming out and seem to be gathering, in this area, which is not a good area. It's not, biblically. Now, even though the Most High said that he will protect those within his borders, you got to know, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. So when so we know the borders. Okay, now that everybody kind of got the borders and they know that Jordan is within his borders, when you go into the scriptures, there's even more information of the three cities of refuge. And when Moses was in the wilderness with the children of Israel, he gave the law. And also he gave a lot of other information. And one information was the three cities of refuge. Now there's 6 cities altogether, on 3 in Israel, right? Three cities in Israel, and then there's 3 cities on the other side of Jordan, the Jordan River, which is Jordan. So altogether, it's actually 6 cities, but I'm going to only focus on the 3 cities on this side of Jordan, because we know that in Matthew 10, the Most High tell us that we should not be in the cities of Israel until the coming of Yashaya. So we know we're not supposed to be in the land Israel, but we could be on the outskirts and within the borders. So that's why Jordan is so significant. Although Jordan is not considered Israel, it never was. Always biblically, it was on the other side of the Jordan River. So it's not considered, our, kingdom. area, our holy land, but it is within the Most High's borders that he said he would, protect us in. So when you go into the scriptures, I'm going to give you a few scriptures just so we can clarify that, so people know that you're just not supposed to be just anywhere. And although you will be somewhat protected, the more you study to show yourself approved, the better position that you'll be in. And that's why the scriptures tell us to study to show yourself approved, so that the workman not be ashamed. So you don't have to be embarrassed or get yourself caught into any situations just because you're not going into scriptures and figuring out what exactly the Most High is telling us to do. Right? Okay, so when you go into, let's go to Numbers. Hold on. Now, I'm just going to start from where I put these scriptures. When you go into Numbers 34 and 2, it says, "Command the children of Israel and say unto them, when you come into the land of Canaan, this is the land that shall fall unto you for an inheritance, even the land of Canaan with the coast thereof." Okay? "Then your south quarter shall be from wilderness of Zin along by the coast of Edom," right? So Edom is within our borders. Edom is a modern day where Petra is, okay? "And your south border shall be the outmost coast of the Salt Sea, eastward, which is also called the Dead Sea," right? So we know that which is in Jordan. So this whole perimeter is talking about Jordan. "And your border shall turn from the south to the ascents of Akrabim, and pass unto Zin, and the going forth thereof shall be from the south to Kadesh Barnea, and shall go on to Hazadah, and pass unto Asmon." Now, we know that there's a lot of mysteries in our Bible. That's a lot of things that we have not, uncovered yet. So certain areas we still haven't figured out what is what. But with this information, you can at least get an idea of what location we're talking about. So it gave Edom, it gave the Salt Sea, which is also the Dead Sea, and Kadesh Barnea. And I did a real in-depth study on Kadesh Barnea, and you can go into my videos on Petra is Kadesh. And I gave those scriptures, and I'll try to remember to put the links into this video after when it's over, so that you can kind of go get your notebook, write down the scriptures, so you'll be clear. Because it's important that you know these scriptures, because a lot of people want to send you into Africa, want to send you to all over, and talking about the earth, the whole earth is going to be destroyed, and always talking like that, when the scriptures will tell you that the Most High said he will protect those that are found within his borders, right? So that's clear. So it's important that you know where the borders are, what are the parameters, what's the areas. Huh?
Mom says she'll be here. She's just in a minute. She's just putting the bed.
Okay, tell her I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting for her. Okay. So, those are the parameters that we are to, go into. Praise Ahayah. So, so it's important that you know this stuff, so you won't be all turned around and pull to and forth and not really know where to go. Okay, so let me finish the reading. Okay, so Kadesh Barnea also, there's a few Kadesh. There's a Kadesh in Israel, the land Israel, and there's a Kadesh Barnea and Kadesh in Edom, which is also known as Petra. Okay, so when you go down, then you can go to Judges 1 and 36. It says, "And the coast of the Amorites was from the going up into Akrabim," there's that name again, "from the rock and upward," right? Now, when you go into the word the rock, it's Selah, and it's H5553, right? And it says it means to be lofty, craggy rock, literally or figuratively, a fortress, a ragged rock stone, or stronghold. Okay, and from there I went into Genesis 15 and 18. It says, in that same day, Ahayah made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed I have given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river Euphrates. Okay, okay, and another precept is in Joshua 15 and 4. It says, from thence it passed towards Asman, and went out into the river of Egypt, and the going out to the coast, where at the sea this shall be your south coast. So this is just giving the scriptures on the different borders, okay, and that you can go into. So also Numbers 34 and 5, and the border shall fetch a compass from Asman to the river of Egypt, and the going out of it shall be at the sea. Okay, so all of these scriptures are given the same perimeters of the borders. So that's Asman, Akrabim. We'll go into some more for Kadesh. So it's the same area, and Edom. Okay, Numbers 34 and 6, it said, and the western borders ye shall even have the great sea for a border. This shall be your west border. Joshua 1 and 4 says, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even into the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast, all within the same area. So here's some commentary that I read from the Eastward. And it says, from the wilderness that is the uttermost limits shall be from the desert of Arabia Petra on the south to Lebanon on the north, and from the Euphrates to the east to the great sea or the Mediterranean on the west. The Israelites did not possess the full extent of this grant until the time of David. So it's saying that there were certain times when we possess more of the parameter of the borders. And that's why the Most High says his borders, even though it's not talking specifically about the land of Israel. We were also given borders, like David was given all the way down to Aqaba into what is known now as Saudi Arabia, parts of that area, and Solomon, they went all the way up into parts of Syria, and these things. So our borders differentiate depending on who was king. But for the most part, King David had a big portion. And also, when you go into the Book of Jubilees, and it gives borders that was given to Noah and his sons, it's even a wider perimeter. But Shem's portion was the portion that was allotted to Shem, which was encompass Israel and the areas on the outskirts, these same actual areas. So you got to go into those scriptures to get that information. But lastly, I just want to cover this last scripture that gives, some insight on the 3 cities of refuge, okay, which is very important for us. Hold on. Okay, the 3 cities of refuge. Okay, it says in Deuteronomy 29 and 10, it says, ye stand this day, all of you, before Ahayah, your power, your captains and your tribes and your elders and your officers with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and thy strangers that is within thy camp, from hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water. Thou shouldest enter into a covenant with Ahayah thy power, and unto his oath, which Ahayah thy power maketh with thee this day. So this was another oath that the Most High was giving to the children of Israel right before they were going into Israel. He had already given them the Ten Commandments and the laws and statutes on Mount Sinai, but he was giving them another covenant that he was going, giving to them before they actually went into the land. Okay, so Deuteronomy 29 and 33, it said, that ye may establish thee today for a people unto himself, that he may be unto thee a power. And he has said unto thee, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before Ahayah, our power, and also with him that are not with us this day. So this is a key significant scripture, because this scripture was covering the future generation that the Most High would call out of Babylon, and actually the ones who would make it into his holy land. He said he was speaking to the children of Israel that stood with Moses at that time, and also he was making this covenant to those who was not there, at that time as well. So the point of it is when you go to Deuteronomy 4 and 41, it's cities of refuge. And I'm gonna try to read this quickly because my guest is ready, so we're gonna get ready to go into it. It says, then Moses severed 3 cities on this side of Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live. So he allotted these cities as refuge for a person who committed a crime like murder or whatever. They were allowed to run for their lives and be safe within these cities. Okay. He said, Bezer in the wilderness. Now, this is one of the cities, namely, this is Deuteronomy 4 and 43, namely Bezer in the wilderness. Bezer in the wilderness, when you go and look into that, that's actually Petra. Okay, that's when they was in the wilderness. There's a plain in the wilderness called Bezer, which it turns out to be Petra. In the plain country of the Reubenites, that's also, remember when they were going up to Canaan, and Reuben and Gad asked for the land on this side of the Jordan. So that Reubenite, that plain, and Ramath and Gilead of the Gadites, that land that was given to the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan. So these are the 3 cities that they're a refuge, which it comes out to be Ammon, Moab, and Edom, which is Petra. 3 cities, and there's a commentator that gives this description, and I'll read it fast. Bezer is the same as Bozrah. Bozrah, formerly a royal city of Edom. See note Genesis 36:33 and Yashaya 20 and 8. Ramoth was a celebrated city in the mountains of Gilead, placed in the Esbas, 15 miles east of Philadelphia or Amman, and by Jerome in the neighborhood of Jabbok, and consequently north of Philadelphia. Philadelphia, if you didn't know, is the city of Amman, modern day. Okay, so Philadelphia is Amman. So just to give you, it gives you those 3 cities, Edom, Moab, and Ammon, as 3 cities of refuge where we would be safe if we were running for our lives in, in, in Babylon. Okay, so I just wanted to, now I'll go into this again because my guest is here, and I just wanted to briefly, talk about this because there was a situation that happened a couple of weeks ago when a brother came on, and he was talking about urban, and people just kind of really want to do what they want to do instead of really like going in the scriptures and understanding what the Most High had told us and tell us to do. So, okay, I'm going to introduce my guest. Okay, Shalom, sister. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, since you have to turn off all your the fact that we're in the same room. Okay.
Okay, I'm on. Shalom, everybody.
Uh, is there any feedback?
When I unmute, there is.
I can't even hear me. You speak.
Shalom.
Okay. Okay. I hear me a little bit. Guys, you gotta let me know if y'all hear any feedback because I don't hear anything. I don't even hear myself.
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly.
I don't know. Maybe I have to take this out. Hello? Mm.
I can keep mine muted.
We need to hear
I
you.
can hear myself through yours, through your mic.
So you're muted right now?
Yep, and I can still hear myself through your mic.
I can't hear me at all. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
I can, because I have my headphones on, I can hear it.
Oh, you're muted. You muted yourself.
But I can, because you're so close, I can hear myself through your mic.
I can't even hear me. Okay, so if you guys can hear me, then we're good because I don't hear any feedback. I hear nothing.
If you want me to go to the other room, I can do that.
No, because I don't even hear you. But okay, so this is Sister Shema Zara. Praise Ahayah Bahashim Yashaya. She made it to Jordan. She's within the borders. And she arrived a couple of days ago. She came with her children, and she actually left Babylon some time ago. So she'll give you her story, and I will be asking her some questions. But I think initially she just would like to give you, her story.
Mommy, Jimmy,
Where do you want me to start?
Okay, just start at the beginning. Like what made you, how did you wake up to the truth and know that you were Israel, and what made you leave Babylon? Guys, can you hear? Can anybody let me know that they hear us loud and clear?
So, I had been in an abusive marriage, and I was going through a divorce, and it was very tough because the things that they wanted me to do.
But I have you as
concerning
muted.
my children.
I have you muted. You can hear yourself?
Can they hear me?
I don't know. Nobody's responding and
I can
saying.
hear me.
You can hear you? Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So the point is, the Most High had me. It was around 2021, and COVID is going on. I'm homeschooling my children and raising them up in the way they should go. And I'm going through this divorce with this abusive person, and I couldn't see how I could be a single mom in America and continue to do what the Most High was calling me to do, which was train up my children the way they should go, and also just get on my feet as a single mother. So I didn't know that there was a commandment to come out. I just seen every door was closing while I was in the United States, but the only door that was wide open was to get out of there.
Okay, wait. So you saying you didn't know that there was a call to come out? You just felt in your spirit that that you should leave. So that's amazing within itself.
Yes. So it's crazy. I was praying for a long time and just trying to figure out, how am I gonna do? Where am I gonna live? What am I gonna do about money? What am I gonna do with my children? And everything I tried was not working. Like I said, all the doors were closing except to leave the country.
Wow.
And as soon as I got the opportunity to leave, I left. I went to Tanzania first.
Okay.
And when I was there, I guess the Most High just wanted me to take the time to heal and get my mind back from being in such a toxic environment. And in the process of that, I began to hear things about being in, like something about the borders and all this stuff. I didn't know at the time.
But okay, so wait. So let's just back it up a little bit before we go that far. So how was it? Like, you, first of all, you look amazing. Like, you was very beautiful. You look young, sis. So for you to have, like 5, did you tell her how many children you had? Like
5
she has 5 children, beautiful children anyway. But so you actually picked up and left America by yourself with 5 children, sis. How?
It was just faith, because even me, I didn't know how. It was just clear the Most High was saying go. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be obedient, and I was just fighting all this fear in my mind. I sold my vehicle and all my things, and I got enough money for a flight, Airbnb, first month's rent.
Really?
And I was out. I didn't have any other money or income.
What? Like, that's amazing, sis. I mean, when people hear my story, they go like, wow, you left. But I was just by myself. I only I had to worry about was, me. I didn't have to worry about children and stuff. So it's amazing, sis, that you had the courage to, to get up, pack your things with 5 little ones on your back, and to go to a faraway country like Africa, Tanzania, and not really know where your food or, anything is amazing. I commend you, sis, because, a lot of brothers and sisters don't have that kind of courage to even go on their own, let alone, taking their children. So okay, so I just had to like get that out because that's amazing, sis. Okay, so you get to Tanzania. Now you there. You don't know you go into an Airbnb. Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, that fear, I was just kept fighting that in my mind because I'm like, oh my gosh, their father is gonna go crazy. But and that's kind of what happened. I was really scared, and I was getting all these threats from his lawyer about all this child abduction, parental abduction stuff. But it's crazy because the Most High, I didn't even know. Well, the point is, I end up doing some research one morning, and I learned that they had no jurisdiction. And it was just crazy because the Most High already was telling me just to trust Him and go, and so I did. Like without knowing what the possible income, I was like, all right, I'll trust you. I'm going, and I don't know what the details or what the outcome will be or how we're gonna survive there, but I know that He'll never leave me, He'll never forsake me, He's gonna take care of me, and everything He tells me to do is gonna be good, and I'll be safe. So I had to continue to remind myself of that. So when I learned that, the America and government had no jurisdiction, with me being in Tanzania with my 5 children without the other parents' permission. I was just praising the Most High because I was scared for nothing. But yeah, I was just grateful. So I'm at the Airbnb. I'm feeling safe. I got peace, and that was more important to me and and for my children than where I was gonna get like money and where I was gonna live and food and all that, because His word, I have to believe His word is true.
Right.
He'll never leave or forsake me. My seed will never beg for bread. That's the scripture. So I just stayed in the word.
Wow. 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 I'm just like floored. So, because I'm sure there's a lot of sisters out there who are, going through these same, situation. I mean, there's a lot in Babylon. There's so much going on, especially with the men and the women relationships. This seems like that they have opened up a can of demonic, something that just been unleashed across the country, where people are just fighting at each other, necks with these relationships. They're not working, and people are, like I've always been posting, daughters of Zion are being killed, and, these brothers are feeling, like they feel like they have a power, they have the right to take the life of a woman. It just seems like it's just really bad, really now. We she's someone asked, were you married to a Judah man?
No,
No, she wasn't married to a Jew. Well, what nation was he? Was he like?
I don't really know the details about that, but he's a Gentile, like right? I'm not sure, but he's from his family's from Brazil.
A Brazilian.
Yeah.
Okay, so he could have been one of the children of Israel, being a Brazilian, but we just say Gentile.
Only his like grandfather is like African descent. All the others is his mother's. It's his mother's father, but everybody else are like European or Caucasian.
Okay. Wow.
Like from Turkey and stuff, and Portugal.
Okay. Wow. So you felt like you definitely had to get out, so you didn't know about the whole waking up to the truth then? You were just kind of getting out of this relationship that you were in?
Well, I knew I was a Hebrew Israelite. I knew all that stuff. and I was following, since 2016, that's when I awakened to who I was and started following the laws, statutes, commandments. And it was just around 2017 that even the Most High was telling me to divorce this man, but I just, I wasn't sure. I was still under that spell. It was narcissistic abuse, emotional abuse, mostly financially, sometimes physically, but that the point is unequally yoked with somebody and very toxic environment. And not until about the end of 2020 is when we separated. So.
So that's wow. So how were you able to leave with your children then,
So that's crazy because after like our first trial, divorce court, we would end up having a conversation, and and during the conversation it was just kind of crazy because these people with this personality disorder, narcissistic abuse, there's like a demonic demon possession. Like we got to do your research about narcissistic abuse, but a lot of our people are in those relationships. A lot of our people are doing that so-called personality disorder, narcissism, or under narcissistic abuse. A lot of us are. But so do your research. But during that time, after that divorce court, we had started talking, and I was just thinking like, where is this coming from? And I started in my mind, like started praying, and I felt like the Most High said, like, tell him to sign for passports. And I was like, I would never think he would ever do that. But after court, I would say maybe. I always thought maybe because during court, and it was like I represented myself, and he had a lawyer, and it was like he took advantage of like his white privilege, That's how I felt, and the way they were talking to me in there, and the way that it was a lot. But during that time, it was like, it looked like as if he won, I would not be able to leave the children out of the state of Rhode Island. All the things that he wanted, it seemed like he was getting besides physical custody. We would have joint custody, but they would be with me physically. He settled on that. But the point is that he wanted to control me. He didn't want me to, he wanted me to rely on him and not go anywhere. And I was kind of in a situation like in between homes, and being a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, homeschooling my children. Like I would like to be able to do anything with 5 children on my own. I would need his help in that, because he had the job, he has the work history, so they wouldn't give me an apartment. They wouldn't give me. They've learned out of 5 children, they wouldn't want to rent to me, or they I didn't have a work history, so I wouldn't be. It was hard for me. So my grandmother gave me 49 acres in Alabama. So I was trying to go to Alabama to get on my feet and use that land and make my own money and things like that. And he didn't want me to do anything for myself. I wanted me just to depend on him. So the point is that during court, I was telling them that I had opportunity to help me and my family get on myself and get on my feet and everything, because I was staying at my mother's and I had to leave that place in a month, and I had nowhere else to go. And he was willfully withholding a suitable living arrangement, a 3-bedroom. It was empty for 7 months. He held it over my head for 7 months. It was empty. It was for me, but because I wouldn't reconcile with him, he wouldn't allow me and the children to live there. So we were like homeless, and we went through that. So the point is that after court, it was like, it seemed like, yes, you can't do anything without me, basically. And so I felt like he thought he won. And so, but when we had that conversation, he was talking to me, the Most High, it was like he was different. Like, I don't know, but the Most High said, ask for passports now. So I was like, oh, can you sign for passports? And he just said, yeah, which is weird. So for me, I felt like because he thought he won. She's afraid of the court. The court said she couldn't do nothing. Right. So she's not going to do nothing. Right. There's orders in place where she can't leave without my permission. She can't do anything without my permission. Yeah. And so maybe he thought wrong. And most times I asked for those passports. I asked for passports. They came in, and I didn't even know I was going to go. I couldn't even believe he agreed to it. But
Right.
I was like, well, most high, if you open the door for me to go, then I'll go. And then it,
Wow.
I just, once the passport was supposed to come 2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
But they came in 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make a long story short, like it was clear
Mm-hmm.
that he was saying, get out, like go to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had left, and yeah, the rest is history. Like, I'm not going back. Yeah, there was nothing he could do now. He already signed the passports. That was to answer your question. How did that go?
Yes,
He signed.
yes. That's amazing. And see how the Most High will make a way out of no way. It's just like amazing, that you so there's a question in the thank you all for joining us. There's a question. Sister Shoshana said, what didn't you like about Tanzania? So basically, like once you got to Tanzania, why did you leave? And how long were you in Tanzania?
I was in Tanzania for 4 months. That was the reason why I went there, because I seen a YouTube video about some family, well, husband and wife, who said they moved to Tanzania with no money. And I was thinking, all right, if they can do it, like I can do it. That's why I chose Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what the most I led me to start, I guess. But I learned some more things in the scriptures,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned that I should be within his borders.
Okay.
And so,
Yeah,
I
let's
say what I didn't like about Tanzania. It just seemed like Tanzania is not created for. They don't want us there. They don't want us there, and it's very hard to stay in Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to stay there.
Really?
Yeah, like unless you have a lot of money and establish like some business, and that's what you do. But and you just do a bunch of business and investing, but they continually are trying to like just take money. It's crazy. So yeah, it was not for me because I'm a stay at home, homeschooling mother at 5, and so I didn't have money to be establishing a bunch of different businesses and paying for lawyer fees and the business, registering my businesses and things like that. So it was really hard. And a lot of people who are there now have overstayed their visa. I even overstayed my visa.
So yeah, because see now, that visa issue is everywhere. And this is something that the children of Israel are just going to have to kind of get used to, because everybody, we all, coming out of Babylon, everybody wants to be comfortable. They want it to be just like America. This is the land that we have our passport and our residence in. So coming out, you're going to be in an uncomfortable situation. You're not going to be just able to stay, this and that. And so the Most High is not giving us residencies in other countries. He's calling us to come out and to learn to trust him, to learn to put everything that we've been putting into America, put into him. And so this is an issue that a lot of Israelites have as they're coming out, when they don't have that security. The moment they don't have that security feeling like they, have something to fall back on, they start to panic and they want to hurry up and scurry back to Babylon. And this is something that you, brothers and sisters, for those of you who are about to come out, this is a good, story to hear, how people had to make it hook or crook, not knowing whether you're going to stay. And this is the same thing with me. There was no reassurances here in Jordan for me. None. There were many a times where I felt like, oh my goodness. But you guys, you got to know that I was not thinking about going back to Babylon. That was never in the, part of the plan. That was never an option. And, I just had to learn how to trust the Most High, hook or crook. So she's saying the same thing. It's like, she started having issues with passport, and everybody in Tanzania is having these issues. You just like in Israel, just like in Jordan, you're going to have these issues. But the point is now she's going to go into the story of learning about the borders and getting that information. So how did you, find out? How did you end up in Jordan?
Oh, well, when I was in Tanzania, I was meeting a bunch of different people and Israelites and fellowshipping, and I heard like two people mention it, but they didn't have scripture. Like for me, it's like I don't just go with anyone's opinion. I need to like get some scriptures, like to know that this is what is true, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, I heard it, but I just kept going along with this. I didn't have any. No one took the time to show me in the word where that was, and I didn't have interest because I just didn't. It just I don't know. I just never heard it, and I was working on my my life and my healing and take care of my kids, so it just was out there for me. But I ended up sharing this my story on T3andMe's YouTube channel, and about me leaving an abusive marriage and coming to Africa with my 5 children, and I got a lot of people. Contacting me and brothers and sisters and a lot of sisters especially just telling me how they're in a similar situation and they're leaving abusive relationships or how they can, some encouragement for them to leave Babylon and all. And then a brother had mentioned, from Jordan had mentioned to me, similar situation. We were corresponding online, and then he brought up that he had lived in Jordan, and I told him what I heard, and then he had told me similar things of what the people I first heard it from said, and then I told him how I felt about it. Like I need like some scriptures, like to kind of understand what he's talking about, and so he took the time to like teach it to me. And then I just took those same scriptures and I studied them, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because to know that I didn't even know it was a commandment to come out, to know that we're supposed to be in his borders, and to find out at that time, it just felt like, like the Most High is just looking out for us.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we continue to do the right thing and, seek him and his right way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
We might not have all the answers, but if we're seeking him, he's going to reveal them to us,
Mm-hmm.
and however he wants to reveal them to us. So that was crazy how now I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe he just needed me to leave that relationship, go to Tanzania, but I don't know. It's just, you just don't know what's going to happen. And then, to find out that information and realize that he wanted to put me in a, like a safe place,
Mm-hmm.
and my children in a safe place, like all praises to Ahayah.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm in Jordan.
Yeah, yeah.
After 4 months of being in Tanzania, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. If I can come up with this money to go, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how I open doors.
Yes, as you could tell a little bit about like how he blessed you, like once you started on this journey, like because people always think, like they don't know how things happen, how much faith you have to have, and how he'll just lead you from one way to another before you know it. So she was feeling like that she had no way, like she didn't know how she can make this transition. Tell them the story of you feeling like you had to leave Tanzania, but you had to have money to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like even I think people are like, it's crazy because you go through a trial after trial after trial,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people just they get like these trials and they just like give up.
Mm-hmm.
They just give up, or I have in the past.
Yeah.
So what I noticed with me is that I knew he said come, I knew he said go. He said it in the word. So I'm going. Like that was my mind. I just had to be there. I'm going. I don't know how you're gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not in control. You are in control. You're gonna make it happen. And that's it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get money this way or that way, and it just didn't work out like that. So it would make you want to just give up, like what's going on, what was me? But like you have to take every thought captive and really focus on what his word says, and no matter what it looks like. Like for me, I overstayed my visa. The money I thought was gonna come in didn't come in. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to come up with this money for a special pass to get out of the country, which I had friends who had paid $600 per person if you overstay your visa, and that was me times it was me and my 5 children, so that would have been like $3,600. Where would I get that and a flight and like so anyway, ended up getting thrown out of my home, or they were trying to make me pay money I didn't need to pay, and then because I didn't pay, they threw me out, and then I had to stay with somebody for a week. So like this is all a week before I thought I was supposed to. I mean, a week before I left, but like I thought I was gonna leave to go to Jordan a week before. So I could have just been like, oh, and even my friends that's there were like, well, the Most High closes doors, so like, and so you could even think that like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to go. Maybe I got this all wrong. But no, I was like, no, it's what your word says. This just might be a trial, and I have to sit here and meditate on, consider it all joy. Consider it all joy. And it was frustrating.
Wow.
Children in one room at someone else's house, it's just, it was very overwhelming. But you just gotta continue to endure and keep the faith. And that's what I did. And I know, and when you just, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. But I think it's necessary to kind of remind whoever's listening that it's not going to feel good, but you just got to keep enduring and focus on what his promise, what his word says. And so that's what I did. And then boom, somebody wanted to donate money to me.
Wow.
And it was just enough for a ticket. Like that's what the Most High does to me too. Yes. It gives me just enough. Like you're gonna just go, or you're gonna wait until you come up with the money for a place to live when you arrive, right? I mean, I didn't tell Sister Connor this, but I didn't have the money to get the places that I asked her to look at yet. But I was believing that. Okay,
I didn't know.
I didn't tell her. Because I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing because it's my faith. So I'm like, I believe that I'm gonna get this place. Sister Connor, can you find a place in this price range? And da da da. And she found it, and I was like, I'm gonna go.
Wow, I did not know.
Yeah, it's crazy because the person, and I knew it was the place because she had said, oh, they said you can just pay when you get here. Something I don't need a deposit. So I'm just gonna go, and I know the money's gonna come in. If the Most High don't want me there, He's gonna close the door. So, He's not gonna have me go over there. And then, I mean, I'm not saying do that though. I'm just saying like.
The level of faith you had to have, like you just had to say, look, I gotta go, and I'm gonna trust him. So wow.
So when I got here, I had just enough to get the visa, and a meal. You're right. And then I get here, and then the money that I needed came in to get to pay the owner of the property. So
wow,
I paid.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, I mean, so it was a blessing. So I'll add though that when once I left court, the court order was, that my ex-husband was supposed to pay child support, but he didn't. When I left, the court order was that, now that because I left, I broke the court order. He was awarded temporary custody, and he was awarded child support. All these things like hold me in content and take the children and take their passports, and I must come back to Rhode Island. But I didn't. And on top, so he didn't pay child support the whole time I was in Tanzania. Or when I arrived here, though, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna tell him that he needs to help with no matter what, under no condition. Like that was it. The point is that when I got here after a couple of days, the Most High just put in my heart, it's like when you do what's right, I'll make even your enemies be at peace with you.
Wow.
So he ended up paying. At least started a payment plan to pay child support. It was not like doing what he was doing before with as far as it goes with trying to get the children to go back and all that. Like he just gave up. He just
really?
Just gave up and just like whatever. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's just like it's whatever the Most High says.
Yes.
They just people, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So, That's all I'm saying. It's like, so I was grateful for that. So that money had came in, and so then I was able to get this apartment I live in now. So
Wow, praise Ahayah. He is amazing. He is really, really, really amazing. Like that is an incredible story, and to have that much strength, to keep moving and keep going when you feel like everything, is just going wrong or, not going in your favor. And I know what that feels like too, but not to that degree, dealing with worrying about children and, how they're going to eat and, getting on planes. And that's amazing, sis. And I commend you for your strength, to endure. And this is it's going to take this kind of faith from Israel on a whole as a body for us to like survive through what we're about to go through. Like we, brothers and sisters, we're going to have to learn how to trust the Most High to that capacity. And I'm so amazed by this story because I don't hear these kind of stories. The average, Israelite that I'm dealing with that comes out, they don't have this kind of faith, they'll say they have this kind of faith, but actually do and move and walk in it, you know, you don't see that very often. So I commend you, my sister, and I praise a higher for you that you came and, she did a lot. She she received a lot of information in this little bit of time. And this is what I say to people, like your spirit will bear witness, right? Because when I first started talking to this sister, she had heard about the name Ahayah, but I think that she had learned under, like most Israelites, we all come under different names, y'all. Like when I woke up to the truth, I was calling on the J name. And I was adamant about that name, because we all are what we learn, we stick to what we know. But I can say in meeting her, she was open. When she had heard it before, she had gotten some information, privy, and she was willing to learn. And she said she started going to the scriptures. She talked to some people that she knew about it. So when she, by the time me and her started speaking, she was already like, I understand. She already, she had already gotten the information prior. So by the time we was talking, because guys, y'all know how I am about like, the name. I just like, I'm not trying to convince people, what to do or how to do it, but I know what I was told. I know what I'm instructed to do. So it's just a breath of fresh air. It's a relief to meet these young sisters coming out of Babylon, hearing the call and being obedient to the Most High. And just, everybody's making the adjustment just the same way I did. Like it didn't take much for me to get the name and understand that, okay, I needed to change, because I was calling on the wrong power. I got it that, yeah, we were being lied to. I could receive that yeah, maybe we were lied to, maybe this information. And once you see it in the scriptures, I am that I am. Do you want to tell your story about that? About how did you, somebody told you about it and you started reading it in the scriptures? Because it's an incredible story, even that,
yeah. So I had like when I said I went to Tanzania, I was fellowship with different people. Everybody had different beliefs. One sister, her at the fellowship, her daughter was all mad because everybody was saying hallelujah. And she's like, don't say that. That's not good. But anyway, I ended up talking to her mother. And she didn't really explain everything to me. She just said that she uses the name Ahayah. And then one Shabbat day, after I learned about after I got Sister Kana's information, I didn't even talk to her yet. I didn't even know. I never even seen the videos, anything. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I had met the brother who had taught me about being within his borders. And it was on the Shabbat day that sister had sent me a YouTube video saying this is why I believe, and then it was going into basically Most High's name and his son's name, the true name, Ahayah and Yashaya, by Elder Ricard. It was like an 11-year-old video, but I watched it and it was clear to me that I should not be using the name Yahuwah.
Mhm.
And so, but I still wasn't convinced that, the pronunciation of his real true name, Ahayah, Ahayah, like that was it yet. But I just read those scriptures that I see in the video, and it was just, I was just blown away. And as I kept reading throughout that week, I would just keep seeing I am, that I am. I am, even if it said another power's name in the scripture, it kept saying I am. So it just kept sticking out to me. And so I started saying Ahayah, and told my children we should say Ahayah. And then I ended up speaking to Sister Kana for the first time and talking to her about, that how I want to transition to Jordan, and how could she help me do that, what information she knew and stuff. And then she goes on to say, we shouldn't be calling her their name, and we're not all gonna be in the wilderness, saying all this. And for me, that just made sense. That just made complete sense. So it was just like another confirmation as to like that is the name I should be calling on. And but I still, but I still was still praying about it a lot. And then I seen 2 more videos where these other sisters were bringing out a lot of scriptures, just confirming even more so that that's his name. So all praises to the Most High, because I learned all this right before I got here. So I could say even also sometimes we're going through a lot of trials too, because the Most High still wants us to seek Him and get us prepared for where He's taking us.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful. I want to look back at the trials and just seeing how I had that time to learn and that time to be taught, and maybe why certain things were delayed. I had to get some things right first.
Praise Ahayah, Bashim Yashaya. I mean, it's such a blessing meeting you, sister, and talking to you. She's a young sister, and I'm just happy to be, here in Jordan receiving our brothers and sisters who actually waking up to this truth, who's getting this information. It's an amazing process to hear people's stories and how they're waking up and how they, moving around to get out of Babylon. And, it's just such a great time to be in, even though it's scary. And even though, we are not sure like what's happening and how it's going, it's still amazing. I give all glory and praise to Ahayah, and to meet young sisters like this, brave sisters, who has her children, strong children, children of Israel who are, trying to figure this thing out. So welcome, sister. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm always open. You can always contact me, and I'll be fellowshipping with you until whatever we do. But I'm here, and Sister Connie ain't going nowhere. So y'all, whatever, however we, we start to build this thing, like me and the other sisters, or Sister Chandel, Mayana, Aqua, Lawanda, I'm sorry, Lawanda, who I don't know where they said they were coming on tonight, but it worked out perfectly so that you can talk and really express and tell. But we want to build a strong foundation of sisters, especially elder sisters, who can help and help nourish younger sisters like yourself coming out, and needing some guidance on, maybe you can give advice on which direction you should take, and not just coming from Sister Kana, but just other elder sisters, because everybody has their experience, they have their gifts, they have their talents and expertise. So in that, we're building the 5 Wise Virgin Committee, which will consist of the initial 7 sisters, elder sisters, and then we'll start to trickle down from there. But I mean, guys, It's a process. It's not nothing that just can be thrown together or even, come together so quickly because a lot of people are going through a lot of different things, a lot of changes. As people are coming out of Babylon, it's just really not so easy as it looks. So take time with yourself, sister. You've been through a great transition, just in these couple of months from learning that you had to leave Babylon, going to Tanzania, now, finding your way in Jordan. So be easy on yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a process, and praise Ahayah. Praise him. Because
Yes.
a lot of people are not getting that opportunity. Some people are still not waking up. I mean, we all got family members that they still cannot see with all this stuff going on in the earth. People still cannot see that there's nothing, there's changes going on right in front of their faces and they can't see. It's unbelievable. So is there any like advice you want to give to sisters that, maybe going through these kind of situations? Because I know there's a lot. I mean, the relationships, a lot of these relationships are in turmoil. The Most High is separating. He's bringing down the sword in these relationships. He's separating it. And the scriptures said that he would do this. Yashaya is coming with a sword, you know. So is there any like advice you want to give any young sisters or even old sisters?
I think it's just be obedient. I think you already know what the Most High wants you to do, what Ahayah has already told you to do. It's just you gotta be obedient and you just gotta have faith and just walk and do what he said to do. And if it is that you're unequally yoked, then that's just what it is. You gotta go and you gotta stop complaining. You already know what the Most High wants you to do. Um, and you just gotta trust in him because I think he's at the point right now. He's not playing no games, and he's telling us to walk in faith and believe and trust him. So that's all the advice I have. You already know what the Most High wants you to do, so do it. Be obedient.
And it's uncomfortable. He's not making it very comfortable. It's uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. It's something that you're not used to doing. Stepping out on faith and just believing in him. So don't deceive yourself. I see, a lot of people play a lot of mind games with themselves and all that kind of stuff. Just try to learn to be honest with yourself and be true to yourself. Because, we learn from Babylon how to be deceptive, how to lie to ourselves, how to lie to other people, not be real with one another. But be true to yourself. That's the most important thing because then you can't go wrong. Listen to that voice that's guiding you, that's telling you what to do. Right? So if anybody, do you have any questions? Do you mind? You want to answer a few questions? Or if you think, if anybody has any questions, it's, here's the time. If you want to get any information on leaving Babylon, feel free to ask. Or if you want to send an email to itojatravel@yahoo.com, I'll put my email, for those of you who would like information on leaving Babylon or, flight information or information on Jordan. I give out an email with a lot of information so you can have, what to do. So here's the email. That's my email. ITOJA at yahoo.com. Okay? That you guys can, she said, sorry, just joined. I left Babylon too. How long have she been? She's been here about a couple of days now, right? She came
Tuesday.
She came on Tuesday morning. Where are you located? Are you in you said you left Babylon, but where are you, Sister Hannah. It says Hannah Marie. Yeah, where are you located?
Jordan. She said she's in Jordan. Wait, no.
Has,
How long has she been in Jordan, sis?
I've been in Jordan. She's been here since Tuesday. She can't arrive. Are you here in Jordan, Sister Hannah? Yeah, well,
South Africa.
you're in South Africa. How long have you been in South Africa, and what made you go there? A lot of people are going to different places. I mean, because first, initially, you just have to get out of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? So, but you do want to get to where the Most High tells you to be, and that just happens to be within His border. And Jordan is within the borders in a safe place, and that's those scriptures I was reading about the 3 cities of refuge that the Most High gave to Moses, that we will be safe here. And you know, and I like to also reiterate to people, like, we're running for our lives here, so it's not like a vacation. A lot of people want to come out like they're on vacation, and like they are, they want to go here and go here and then fly here and fly here, and it just doesn't work out the way everybody thinks, because they don't. A lot of people don't get it, that they are being tested. The Most High is sifting through Israel. Those are scriptures that say we'll be tried and tested. We must be found worthy for His kingdom. It's not automatically just because we're Israel, or we're from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That don't automatically make us a candidate for the kingdom. Do you get jobs? I try to help as many people as I can find jobs. Some people are successful and some people aren't. It really depends on you. As a person, are you really trying to find a job? Like, I didn't have a choice when I came out. I had to find a job. I didn't come out with a lot of money, so I had to find a job. So I've always worked. I always worked out. Now I'm into starting my own businesses, but I've been here 14 years now, so I've always had a job and I've always done something, you know. So I was not gonna not find a job because I had to support myself. So that's my thinking. Now, some people, they come out and they don't necessarily find work. Some people come out and they have a pension. They got money coming in, from the States and those things. So they're a little more lax about finding work. But that wasn't the case for me. And I didn't have a problem finding work. I needed a job and I found one. Praise Ahayah. Most High, really, it's like I would walk into places and I would get hired on the spot because that's just, the Most High was doing me that way. But listen, sis Jamal, are you planning? Hold on. Are you planning to get a job or do you own business?
So what I do right now is I do consulting and I create content for mothers and birth workers on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just called Shamazara. That's where I share the content, and you can go to the website and I do consulting. So that's my own business. But now that I'm here in Jordan and what I learned from being in Tanzania about the whole visa thing, in Tanzania you can't get a job, but here you can get a job. So I'm looking actually to get a job because I heard that could help me stay in this country so I don't have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I think every 30 days or every 3 months with all my children. I learned now, it's smarter to figure out, for me, I need to get a job, then I can get, I believe I'll be able to get a work permit. Yeah. And then the work permit will, it would allow me to stay in the country for at least a year.
At a time, yeah.
Right, and then I was thinking that I can use that. I could get some money to get the 5-year visa, and then it would be even easier for me and my family. So that's something that I didn't even think about when I left. And I think any mom, especially, well, everybody should think about how when they move, what do they need to do to make sure their visa is good.
Right.
And so like just being a single mom and just being a mom, you're just busy feeding and taking care and teaching children. So that's just something that I didn't even think about. And so when I left Tanzania, I knew that when I got to Jordan, I'm gonna figure out what I need to do. If I need to prepare to leave in 30 days or 3 months, then I need to make sure I have that planned out. But if I could plan to stay, so I don't gotta leave, then I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I'm gonna get me a job.
Right. And wait. Shalom, Akwaf, Michelle White. Shalom, sister. Bless you. Sister Hannah says, "Oh, wonderful. Did you drop your channel already?"
No, you can go to Shamazer on YouTube. They're still up there. I'm still sharing the content.
Yeah, Shemajara. And yeah, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, so it's and I want to say, like, guys, I'm not saying everything is so easy, like soon as you get here, you're gonna get this and that, but it's a process. It's the Most High. I have to say that, who's allowing the blessings. He gives the increase and the decrease. It's the Most High who's doing. So when you come here, your main focus should be on learning how to worship and praise Him, because the blessings come from Him. So a lot of people, they are running for their lives and things, but they're totally missing the whole point of why we even coming out of Babylon. The Most High is summoning us out so we can learn how to worship Him. And when we don't know how to worship Him. Nobody taught us in Babylon how to worship Him. So when we come out, it behooves us to figure out how to worship our power, how to please Him, so that things will go well with you and your families. It's important. And we can't just lean on our own understanding, like what we think is good. It doesn't work that way. It's not what we think is good. It's what the Most High says. And it's all in the scriptures. We have to study to show ourselves approved and put, His laws and in our inward parts. We have to learn, learn to find out, what He wants and what He likes. So praise Ahayah by Hashem Yashaya, So I hope this was some encouragement, to brothers and sisters who are thinking of coming out. And I mean, it's some reality, because it lets you see that it's not as that easy. And I know a lot of brothers and sisters are operating in fear, and they don't want to leave because of the unknown. But when you have, when you get testimonies like this from sisters who, had no other choice. She didn't know when she left Babylon about, borders or where to go, or, she just left because the Spirit was on her to leave. And when the Spirit is on you to leave, there is nothing nobody can tell you.
Right.
Right, People try to say, "Oh, listen, when that Spirit is on you and the Most High is summoning you to leave, there's nothing no one can tell you."
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, that happened to me. And no one could tell me nothing about it, and I was asking a lot of people before I left. I I was showing the Revelation 18 to everybody, like, y'all don't see this? The Most High said we supposed to go. It was on my spirit. I had to leave. So, it's on us to be obedient, though. We must be obedient. So, so this was wonderful, sister. I thank you for coming on and sharing your story, sharing your testimony. It's a pleasure to meet you and your beautiful. She has a beautiful family, and I'm so thankful.
Thank you.
Praise Ahayah that you made it within the borders, and now the process began to prepare. Now we must prepare. And that's something I want to say to a lot of brothers and sisters, because people want to come out and immediately they think they want to go to the wilderness, but they don't. They want to go to the wilderness with nothing. They don't have a tent. They ain't got no food. Like, how are you going to sustain in that wilderness? Because the Most High is only going to start kicking in for us when Israel is there as a body. You understand? All the rain down the manna and all that stuff is only going to happen to us when we are there as a body. But I've sat in that wilderness with no food and no water, and there was no food and water dropping out the sky, brothers and sisters. It wasn't coming. I had to get up and go out and find and get what I needed. So that's why I can only tell you from what I know. I was in that wilderness for a long time. I stayed down there. I had my tent. I was down there. But the Most High told me, you need to go and get what you need. And once I got up and went, he provided. Doors open. I got a job. I started but I had to go and do it. I had to move on my own. It wasn't just dropping out the sky. So we must prepare, just like our forefathers came out with substance. They came out with sheep and goats and horses and, all the chariots. Our forefathers had a lot of stuff. They built tents. They had gold and silver. They had a lot of substance. So much so that they built a tabernacle, built a gold calf, right? They came out with a lot of stuff. And then over time, they ran out, and then the Most High kicked in and gave us food and manna and water and things like that, which we end up rebelling against him in the wilderness and made him very mad at us. We know not to do that again. We don't want to do that either. So praise the Ahayah by Yashaya. So I'm just saying this to say, brothers, sisters, when you do come out, I just suggest that people come to a man, they get settled, they get some kind of work, or if you have money already come in, but you start to prepare to get the things that you need so that when it's time for us to go into the wilderness, you have a head start on what you need. Don't think you're just going to run into the wilderness and you're not ready. Okay, Shalom, Sister Gracie, praise the Ahayah by Yashaya. She said, did Sister Shaman know anyone out there? Did you initially know anybody out in Tanzania when you left? No, she said she ran across a YouTube video of some sisters that were there, right? And that's what made her initially go. She went to Tanzania first. And then she started to get more information once she was out. And then eventually she ran into a brother and a sister, one sister who was calling on Ahayah, a brother who was telling her about the borders. And then eventually me and her got into contact. And then, she started making her way. But she had already heard about Jordan and she was, inquiring. Shalom, Sister Lawanda is in the building. Hey, she said, hello, sister. So happy you are enjoying, sister. I guess you will not have the link on today to get into talk. Yeah, no, I sent you the link, Sister Wanda. I sent you an email and I sent you maybe, yeah. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to send it to you now on Skype. I may not have sent it on Skype, but I sent the email. I'm sorry. I forgot about Skype. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. So let's see. Do we have any more questions while I'm looking for this? Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry, Sister Luanda. I'm going to put it in now if you want to come on quickly. Please forgive me because I sent it to an email to you, but I forgot to go on Skype. Because I put it in WhatsApp, I put it on email, but I forgot. Hold on.
Hannah May said, "Did my family or parents worry about me living abroad?" My father, my family, I guess they do worry, but we're not like a close knit. Like I just always just do me, so it's not like they could have stopped me or talked me out of it or something. They didn't even try to. They just worry, like they don't know. They don't know. All they know Africa is what America had shown them what Africa was, and it's a place that we shouldn't ever go to. So yeah, they were worried. My father had already lived in the Middle East for like 15 years, so he wants to get out of America. So, but of course, he worried about me. He's worried about me not having money and stuff like that. Like it don't make sense to him because he don't have like the faith. Like he doesn't walk in faith. He walks in like the natural. Like money. It's about money. You need to have an income. You need to have savings. You need to have this, that, and that. And so I'm worried that you're always going to need money. And America has the jobs, and America has welfare, and America has food stamps, and America can take care of you if anything goes wrong. And if you're over there, no one can help you because you're by yourself. So that's what he says a lot. But and he says about being a Muslim country, he's like, women aren't treated well. And so he worries like that, but there's nothing anyone could do. So I'm here. I think it's not even about what everyone else is worried about. We need to just do what the Most High says, regardless of what we're worried about. We just gotta do what the Most High tells us to do. And that's where my head's at.
Sister Luanda, I put the link in Skype. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Okay. She said, let me see what else. Okay, Sister Patricia, how are you? It says, this has been such a blessing. I am in the process of bringing it together. Praise Ahayah, Patricia Childs. She says, thank you for the stream. It elevates my faith. I am in and ready to come out. Praise Ahayah, sis. Praise Ahayah. Yeah, we have to, encourage one another. And that's why I wanted you to share your testimony, sister, because I'm sure a lot of sisters are dealing with this to some degree, where, with the relationships, Um, I don't know what's going on, with with the relationships between men and women, but it's really, really bad. you know, right? I mean, it's like who would have thought that this would ever be the case where brothers and sisters can't even come together and talk. And I look at a lot of YouTubers and a lot of brothers who are you that have these platforms that are talking about sisters, and it's really really bad. It's really bad, and it's like how could it be this bad? You know. Sister Ma, did you permanently did your parents family worry about you living abroad? Okay, she asked that one already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, she said thanks for answering. Yeah, that's like I'll put the link again if anybody wants to come on and share their story or testimony, or Sister Lawanda, if you want to come on, and talk, and give some information. Yeah, and then and Sister Lawanda had told us a couple of times about the not the that there's a big problem among um, sexual transmitted diseases within our community, that our people are really it's a lot of herpes and AIDS and different sexual transmitted. So you really got to be careful with what you're doing out here, right now, because people are just, they don't care anymore. They're giving other people ailments and they don't even care. They know they got something and won't disclose it. And, then other people are getting sick. It's spreading and spreading and spreading. And then we know with the shot that a lot of people got, they said that herpes, was in that, right? That a lot of people were, a big case of herpes was spreading since they got those shots and things like that. So it's just sad, guys. It's like a no-win situation. They are not playing with the children of Israel, and we have to really be on guard. And especially now, you got to worry about people who took the shot. They took it. So it's just not a good look. So the Bible is, you know, the Bible is so true. Come out of her, my people. It's like we're forced. You got to come out. It's like you cannot stay there. You know, you have to come out. Aquaf Gracie, she says, it's so inspiring, sisters walking in blind faith without a king beside her, but to know her trust in Ahayah led her family to a safe place. Wow, yes, yes, yes. I know, and like we all, every sister would love to have a husband, and nobody's like advocating, not over here anyway, that you don't need a man. It we would all like to have husbands and be married and have a man that you can trust and depend on. That's the goal. But in these times, the scriptures tell us that the maidens will have no husbands, right? It tells us that there's going to be a shortage of men, you know? And that's where that 7 women to 1 man will come into play because of the shortage. It will be so great, you know? There's a lot of destruction coming, and a lot of it is going to be coming to the men, and women too, but the men is going to feel the brunt of it. So the sisters are going to be left without. The children are going to be fatherless. So we're going to have to come up with ways and things so that we can protect ourselves and also, prepare. So that's what this is all about. Doing the 7 um, the Five Wise Version Committee is just, sisters coming together in preparation for what's coming. And hopefully there will be some men that, we can try and, help the brothers as well so that they can help us. I will send an email for information on preparation. Thank you for standing. Praise Ahayah. That's Sister Patricia. Yes. Praise Ahayah, sis. I mean, this is what we have to do it. It's like we don't have no choice. This sister's coming out like this sister with five small children. So we're gonna have to learn how to come together and start working together and putting things in place so that we're not just straggling, you know, barely making it. You know, praise the higher. Oh, praise the higher, Sister Lawanda is in the building. Praise the higher, Sister Lawanda. Oh, praise the higher, Sister Lawanda is in the building. Praise the higher, Sister Lawanda. Oh, praise the higher, Sister Lawanda.
It's amazing.
Wait, hold on, sister. Mute. Check your mic and all that because it's a lot of feedback. So check any mic and anything. I don't know why I didn't hear anything before, but now I can hear. Hold on.
Okay. Yes,
Go ahead.
it's amazing to see such a young sister. She looked like she's still in her 20s and with five
Mhm.
children, and it's amazing to do
Yes,
that what
yes.
she did. I just give all the praise to the Most High.
Praise the higher. Yes. And she's beautiful too. And her children are so cute. Like she got the cutest babies ever.
Yes,
So it's a blessing, sis.
yes, it
But
is.
so nice to have you, Sister Lawanda. We miss you.
Thank you. I've got some good news for you about what we talked about. So I will be making my way.
Praise Ahaya. That's awesome, sister. Ahaya is amazing. You know?
Yes,
Well, yeah, I was hoping that we would hear from Sister Chandel today. She made it back to Babylon and she got there safely. She made
yes,
it back, but I haven't heard, I haven't talked to her, but she says she's fine and she was resting. So maybe she was just tired,
yes. I'm
you know?
giving her time to rest, and I'm going to give her a call tomorrow or either Monday.
Okay, praise Ahaya. So, yes, yes. So, this is amazing. This is great, sister. How she triumphs and made her way within the borders. And now I can't wait to hear your good news, sis.
Yeah, I'll send you. I'll contact you on Skype later today.
Okay, no worries. So, if anybody else, do y'all have any questions, anything y'all want to talk about? This is the time because we've been on for like almost 2 hours now. But the sister gave a very compelling, testimony, and as we spent a wonderful Shabbat together. So praise the high. I'm happy to be here with the sister.
Yes,
Then hold on, Sister Gracie Griffin says Elder Vakashiar broke down the curse that leads to 7 women for 1 man on
yes,
Wednesday. Oh yes, yes, yes. I heard about that. Did you guys see that? I
yes,
know. Did you see it? Yeah, yeah. I saw him. I saw that teaching that he did. Praise the higher, because that's the truth. So I'm glad he's coming out with this information because I think we talked about it maybe a couple of weeks ago as well. Is that why will there only be 7 women to 1 man? What is going to happen is that there's going to be a lot of destruction to the men of the Most High, and there's not going to be a lot of brothers. So that these brothers should really you know, start focusing on the men and try to get as many men right and in a good place so you know, we can avoid some of the tragedy,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. they're coming up with something big, because if it wasn't big, they wouldn't have put the COVID thing free now. So it's something big coming for sure.
Yeah. And listen, this the thing that's going on with these hurricanes. Like I was telling brothers and sisters about these hurricanes. They wiping people out. They're saying a lot of people are dead, and they're not even talking about it in the news in America.
Yes,
What I'm hearing is that here in foreign news was really talking about bodies are being recovered, and things like that. They're not talking about that in American news.
yes,
And
that
now
is.
they're saying, yeah, now they're saying the storm is going to hit South Carolina. So, you know, they
You
may
know
try to do
they're creating
it.
these storms. They are creating these storms.
Mm-hmm.
And President Biden didn't like the governor of Florida anyway. They were going
Mm-hmm.
back to back on COVID, things because the governor of Florida is Republican, and so they
Mm-hmm.
might have just started something up to make the weather bad there.
Yeah. And listen, that thing went up to a category 5. That says that was the worst storm in history
Yes, yes,
for that for the east for Florida like that.
yes.
They said it was worse than Katrina.
I wouldn't live in Florida anyway. The people there, the Edomites there are very racist, and
Mm-hmm.
my sister lives there, but she has to deal with them. But I wouldn't live there because of the weather and because
Right.
of the people. Those are redneck people. They're very racist there.
What?
Yes, they are. I've never been
And a
there.
lot of
But my father told me about it. He said,
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
don't. He said I don't like Florida for that reason.
Wow.
And that
Well, I don't know.
I'm sorry, sister. Go
They,
ahead. Go ahead.
they said a lot of people evacuated, but a lot of people didn't.
Yes, that's right. And I'm getting news out of Germany. I'm getting news out of South Africa and Australia, and they're telling that people are missing. They're finding some people dead in their homes, and nothing on American news, nothing like that.
What?
Yeah,
Hold on.
I don't even look at
Let me-
American news anymore anyway.
Oh, so they're saying 14 are dead. 21 deaths reported after Hurricane Ian in
Oh, it's
Florida,
more than
and it's
that.
still rising.
Yeah, they're gonna find more than that when the water succeeds down. You know, they say it's the worst one they've had in 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah, this is all planned. They're doing this to bring the country down in a third world capacity.
Wow. I'm looking at this.
Hmm.
And listen, and then they'll next thing you know, they'll be talking about now South Carolina. It's hitting South Carolina, and now it's gonna go up again to a category. They'll just keep raising it as it go down the coast, and it keeps hitting different,
Yeah, it'll go up.
shores, and people are gonna be missing and going into
Mhm.
France.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Our government are really not our government. Our government is not for the people, and our government has been taken over, and they're not who they appear to be. I'll just say it like that. And if you want to know more, you need to look at the movie They Live. They Live. And then you'll find out what they're really
They live.
They Live. The movie that came out in 2000, I think, or 2000, something like that. They Live movie.
Hmm.
It tells you
Okay.
what they really are and, you know,
Hmm.
what they really
Yeah. What you mean, like extraterrestrial
Yes,
beings or something
yes,
running the
yes.
countries?
Running the world. Running the world. They're
Mm-hmm.
the ones who started the COVID thing 2 years ago. They're world leaders
Mm-hmm.
of all bloodlines of reptilian fallen angels.
Mm-hmm.
and they can cloak themselves
Mm-hmm.
very good
Mm-hmm.
in human form. Every leader of
Yeah.
every country,
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Wow.
I know that's hard to
Well,
believe, but soon people are going to start seeing their real, true appearances. After they pass the New World Order,
mhm.
then they're going to reveal themselves because they can't cloak themselves for too long. It's very stressful for them to stay in the human form. Um,
Mhm.
I've been doing this
Right.
for years now, many years, and I'm not the only
Wow.
one. People know a lot of people know this, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, they playing games, you know. This is you know, they're taking totally advantage of the opportunities and what they have, and they're using everything they can to take
Yes,
this thing down,
yes, they are. Yes, they are. Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. Yes. And so, yeah.
It's terrible. Well, we shall see. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Sister Gracie Griffin says, um, my sister is over there and she said exactly what you said, where it's going. Oh, your sister is in Florida and she's okay? Sister Gracie, your sister's in Florida? I don't know. Hmm. Hold on. Well, yeah, this says, yeah, she's good. Oh, praise the higher. Wow, that's something else. A lot of people you know, going through so many different things. I don't really have anybody, my family members down in Florida, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now South Carolina, they're doing a big watch for South Carolina.
Yeah, they are. It's headed that way.
Mhm.
It's already there, really, and it'll go all along the coastline, Atlantic coastline, up to New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, and that area.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, you know, I guess I need to really get on this news. I haven't really been doing too much. I've been doing so much other stuff that I have to focus in on, you know, bringing some news so brothers and sisters can know. But I pray that y'all are definitely getting out of Babylon. You know, they're
Yeah.
not playing with us.
No.
And
I'll contact you later on Skype today.
okay,
What's going on?
yeah,
Excuse me. What's
yeah,
going on with me?
yeah, because you know, sisters, y'all listen up. You know, they're not doing all these distractions and all this stuff for nothing. You know, they're really gearing up. So I pray y'all, you know, make the decision. Just get out. You know,
Yeah, that's the basic thing. Get out.
because
And the Most High will provide. He will provide.
hmm he has. Listen, I'm a testimony. This sister's a walking testimony. He
Yeah.
does it. He does it. But
I,
you know, we definitely have to get in line with him, though. You
sister,
know, it's not for him to get,
I'm over here.
huh?
I'm over here. I'm telling the little sister. I'm over here in Arizona, and I've been to Jordan 3 times, and you're gonna really like it. You know, you're really gonna like it,
Hmm.
Jordan.
Hmm. Yeah, it's calm. I mean, you know, it's peaceful. You know, just be careful. You know, with any place, there's good and bad people, but
Yes,
it's,
yes,
you know, it's okay. I've been able to stay and I haven't had any problems, you know, and I thank the Most High. I'm so glad I left Babylon. I don't know what to do.
yeah. I came back because I had to take care of business, and I had a house and different things. But now that's all over. I'm in a small apartment, and
Mm-hmm.
I can just get rid of this few things in here and sell my car, and that's it. And I want to come before winter sets in January for sure.
Praise Ahayah. Yeah, that's gonna be something, boy. This weather, is it cold in the states yet?
No,
Is
not
it getting
yet.
cold?
Not yet.
Oh, oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Well, guys, I'm just getting so sleepy. I done ate. We done had Shabbat, so I'm sleepy.
The next
But
time,
I just wanted to, come on and let the sister share her story to
mhm,
give you guys some, a look into someone else who's made their way out, their testimonies that gives you some incentive to get up out of there. You can do it. Praise Ahayah. Babylon the Great is fallen, and Jordan is the safe place. He has borders, and he said he will protect us here. So
yes.
don't be afraid, you know.
That's right. And Sister Kana is trying to get a body of elder women together to help
Yes.
the younger women. I
Yeah.
I was married to a Muslim for 20 something years, a man from Pakistan, so I know about Islam quite a bit, very much.
Mm-hmm.
And I used
Mm-hmm.
to go to the mosque, and I know how to carry yourself in a Muslim country, what things to
Yeah.
do and what things not to do. So I
Yeah.
want to help in that way if I can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And sister, like all the sisters that we picked, the first seven, we're gonna do tiers. So the first seven of the Five Wise Version Committee, you know, every people will try to operate in the gifts and the things. And Sister Lawanda, she's she was a counselor. She graduated with
I have a
a
master's.
master's in psych.
I have a
Yeah.
master's from University of California in psychology, and I have a bachelor's in sociology, and I've been a social worker for the Department of social worker, and I've been a teacher, and I've been a teacher in an Islamic school as well as the Los Angeles Unified School District. So I'm retired
Hmm.
now, so I'm here to serve the Most High when I get to Jordan in whatever capacity He wants me to be. Mhm.
Yeah, because listen, I think a lot of people, a lot of brothers and sisters are dealing with trauma.
Yes,
A lot of trauma coming out of Babylon and, just dealing with different, like this sister here was in an abusive relationship with her husband, kind of thing. So I know we can kind of set up some kind of form of therapy or just counseling where we can talk to younger sisters and talk to sisters, period, so that they can have some kind of group sessions or just kind of talking and venting out problems so that we can find some kind of relief because I'm not a psychologist and I don't know anything about it, but I've seen people have therapy sessions and things like that, and I don't want to bog you down, Sister Lawana, but you can offer and put together a committee just on that alone, of sisters who may, who want to talk to other sisters and help sisters vent and work out issues so that they can, think and be productive in other ways.
yes,
Sometimes when you're so bogged down with your own situation, you can't even see the forest before the trees. So maybe we can start little group sessions where just sisters can talk and vent about, some of the issues that they're having, even if it's about the kids or,
yes.
just things so that they can release
The way I
something.
the way I see it right now, I used to be a social worker in the group homes, and I used to counsel gang member girls who were pregnant. And the first thing I think is the women have to have a good self-image of themselves, you know, to love themselves
Hmm.
first before they can love anybody else. That's the
Yeah.
first thing right there. And the
Hmm.
men have
Hmm.
ego issues. They need to
Yeah.
you know, just because they're a man and the king of the house and this and that, they have an obligation because in the Torah and in the Quran as well, it says that a man is to love his wife, and if she doesn't, he's going to be held accountable for it on the day of judgment. That's what it says. And so, it's required for a husband just can't just get off verbally abusing, talking bad to her, putting her down, because that's just like physical abuse. Only it's through the ears and through the mouth. And men will be held accountable for that, how they treat their wives on the day of judgment. And,
Yeah. Okay. So Sister Gracie said, a lot of people, let me see. She, a lot of our people are suffering from Stockholm syndrome.
yeah, yes, right,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
and yes, and
Abusive relationships, and they start to defend people who are abusive, to them. And listen, Babylon, it just breeds people being bullies. People are just bullies.
and it's
You know what I'm
getting
saying? They
worse.
like,
It's getting worse.
huh?
It's getting worse too. I don't know what it's like, a fog that's coming on the country where people are abusive, people don't care how they talk to people, they're not nice anymore, and
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say this too. My background in this doesn't surpass. There's a spirituality to this too. I do believe in demon spirits; they're real. If you don't believe in that, you are susceptible to that. You need to believe in the spirituality, what's going on, because I do know that America is full of witches and witch covens and warlocks, and they're casting spells. Those things are real, but
Yeah.
you know, you know, I will put first my academic education, what I know, but I also believe in the spirituality of the good and the evil, between Satan and the Most High. And me being from the tribe of Levi, our from all the way from Haiti to Louisiana to the Mississippi, our people, especially the women, know how to have the visions of seeing demons in people. You see, that guy didn't come back on again yet.
Praise the Lord.
And the spirit ran. And so I'm from Levi. And so the women of Levi know how to put hands on and cast out a demon spirit, and also for healing purposes too. So I don't,
Yeah.
I have my background in education, but I also believe in the spirituality, and we're dealing with demon spirits that are on our people. You know, the men. I look at the men and they act like children. They act like children, teenagers. And I look at the men who are from the conscious community, and I don't believe in that conscious thinking either. But I'm just saying the men of the conscious community seem to be more. They take control and they're more manly like. They defend and they take care of the women better. They call their women queens. But men are not on that level yet. They need to be on that level. And I'm not giving any power to the conscious community. I don't believe in their way, but I can tell you the men are strong men in the conscious community, and they take care of their queens. But the Hebrew men, they act like teenagers. The Hebrew men.
Well, they so traumatized. It's like the Hebrew Israelite men. They are damaged goods. It's like they're no good for nobody. It's like they can't even function. It seems like oh my God, they're so traumatized by the whole experience that it seems like they can't even function and get nothing, move to the next level and the next phase. It's like they're in a rat, that cycle, that little windmill where rats be running.
Like a hamster, yes. Now I'm from North
And they
Texas.
can't get out of it.
I'm from North Texas, but my father was Hebrew, but he was an educated man. He took care of his family, and my father was a science teacher, high school science teacher of chemistry and physics. And he went to Wilberforce and went to medical school. My father, and so he was a Hebrew man. That he was a very good example of a Hebrew man. And we're from the tribe of Cherokee Choctaw, on my father's side, from the Bayou, down in Louisiana, and my mother's side are from Norman, Oklahoma, from Choctaw, Cherokee. So,
Wow.
you know, but the older generation of the men were more family type men. The younger generation of the men, they're losing it. I don't know what's going on, but I do believe there's been spells put
Yeah.
on some of the men. Spells
Mm-hmm.
from the Masons, from the uh, Freemasons. They do that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. They're called the black Freemasons are called the Boule, and
Mm-hmm.
they do that kind of stuff.
Well, there's a lot going on with this. It seems like they cannot. I mean, I see that these brothers from the what you call them, the conscious community, but they just out of their minds to
Oh,
me.
sure
Like
they
they
are.
just
Sure. I know. I can't understand how they can stand up to be. I
Whew.
mean, they seem to be together, though. I don't believe in
Mhm.
their philosophy at all.
Right.
But the Hebrew men, they're like they're acting like 17 and 16-year-old
They
boys.
stuck.
Yeah,
They're like stuck on stupid.
you know, and
I
still
hate to say that, but I mean, I love the brothers, but they got to get it together. I mean,
and still taking pictures of pornography in their phones and keeping it hid and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
They
they
got to
dealing
get
with a
on a
whole.
lot of sensual things.
Yeah, a lot of these brothers are just dealing with that pornography spirit, and they can't get off of it. They can't get past it. It's like a demon holding them captive. On that whole
Uh-huh.
pornography.
That's the succubus and the incubus spirit of the Jezebel
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And it's a lurid,
Yeah.
seductive spirit. And you keep
Mm-hmm.
going back to seeing naked women or naked men or whatever, and you just can't stop. It's just ridiculous. That's called the succubus incubus spirit.
Yes. Yes, it's sad. I mean, and it's like you can't snap them out of it. They don't even see themselves. Actually, Sister Griffin said, "Real talk, sisters. They are going on a lower vibration. The men of Judah camps.
And
Yeah.
you notice she mentioned Judah camps. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not taking up for the Levite men or the Benjamite men or the other men, but this seems to be going on with Judah more so than any. I don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
going on with Judah. I'm not from Judah, I'm from Levi, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
taking up for the Levite men or Benjamite or the other tribes. But what's wrong with
Mm-hmm.
Judah?
No, it's a serious stronghold holding them, and they don't see themselves. And the bad part about it is that they're the head tribe.
They're the
They're the head tribe, and they're like stuck.
yeah. And you can't say nothing to them. Don't tell me what to do and this and
So
that.
that everybody's looking for them to follow them and waiting for their lead, and
Yes,
they're doing, you know, don't say that.
yeah,
They'll get mad.
yes. And I have a feeling somebody is looking at your YouTube channel and linking it with Elder Ricard so he can see you. This is what I'm picking up on. You know?
Really? I know they watch. Listen, they have to watch
It's okay.
because I'm the only person. Right. I'm the only person talking about coming out to Jordan, and this is the place where we ought to be. So they definitely watching, and
And
they're definitely trying to,
yeah,
counter. But they can't stop what the Most High is doing. And
no,
see, the Most High is the Most High who's calling the daughters of Zion out. It's
yes,
the Most High who's warning the daughters of Zion. With all these killings that's going on in America, that's enough to wake any sister up.
yeah,
You see all that stuff going on, something is wrong. Like, wait a minute.
yes, right.
So they can't stop what the Most High is doing. He's waking up the daughters of Zion because we have to fulfill that prophecy 7-1. It has to be fulfilled. I don't care how they, teach about it or how they, twist and turn it. There will be 7 women to 1 man down in that wilderness.
And I
And
want to
so,
say, I
go
want to
ahead.
say this to the sister. It's on my mind. You may be, since you're a single woman with children, you may be approached by a Muslim man there. Um, what you do is tell them that you're already taken. That's the first thing you say. I'm already taken. I have
Mm-hmm.
someone that I'm betrothed to.
You're
Let them know
married.
that. Let them know
Yeah,
that. Because they will approach you.
yeah. Just let them know you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll and be covered. They respect women who are covered. You can't be showing a lot of flesh and all
Yes.
that. You
Exactly.
know, because they will be out of control. But as long as you respect yourself, they won't go too far.
They won't
You
go
know,
too far. That's right.
praise the higher, Basha Messiah. So you know. But I would suggest, just like, look, they women. You don't see their women out at night.
No.
You don't see them walking alone.
No.
They're very protective of the women here.
Yes.
So we have to learn to protect ourselves in that same way.
That's,
Until we have some brothers who can, watch over us and protect us,
yes.
we as elder sisters have to let the younger sisters know how to conduct themselves. So you don't need to be walking around with no short, tight, nothing on. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure your clothes are loose, wear long sleeves,
That
you
your
know.
arms are covered, that your neck is covered, your arms are covered, and legs.
Yeah. I don't really cover my neck so much, but I'm always, my shirt is like up to,
That's all
yeah.
right, but in
Yeah.
Islam, in Islam, in one of the surahs, it says that the women should have their arms covered. But
Yes,
you
yeah.
can, show a little here. It doesn't, it's okay.
Right.
But
But
arms covered. But I don't know
yeah,
what
but cover your arms, cover, and wear attire that is, comely. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Don't be wearing nothing too tight and too shapely.
And try not to walk out on the streets when you go shopping by yourself. Try to go with another sister if you can.
Yes.
Always go
Always feel
two by
company,
two.
because that's what they do. You'll see their women. I mean, they'll be walking to work or to school by themselves, but majority the times you'll see the women are accompanied with another woman or a man.
The sister will like going to the malls. They've got two real nice malls there. I can't buy
Hmm.
anything from the malls, but I like going to the malls.
Hmm.
They're
Yeah,
really
they have very big, huge
huge
malls.
malls. Beautiful
Very big
malls.
malls, bigger
Beautiful.
than the States.
Yes.
Yeah. So y'all are like that. But praise the higher. But this was good. If anybody else have any more questions, any kind of questions you want to know? Um,
She says it's getting cold in the UK already. Oh my goodness.
wow. I think in the States too. It might be in New York. I
Oh,
think
really?
somebody said it
Okay.
was.
I'm over here in Arizona. Around December, January, it'll be cold at nighttime here, but in the day, it'll still be nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna find out right now. Uh, it says it's. Let's see. It's 63 degrees in New York. So
Yeah. It's getting
that's
cool. Yeah.
pretty nice. It's not
Cooler
cold.
over there. Yeah. A little bit
But
cooler. And that
yeah.
hurricane that will go through there, it's going to make it cooler within the next month or so.
Oh, it's gonna come through New York too.
You see, when it leaves, whenever the hurricanes leave the Caribbean, uh,
Hmm.
Puerto Rico, and all, it comes through sometimes through Florida. It'll go to South Carolina. It'll go up the
Hmm.
coast of the Atlantic, and it'll start making the weather cooler for the winter.
Hmm.
That's nature. That's Mother Nature.
Mm. Yeah, praise the higher then.
But we hope it. We don't know what to expect now. We don't know whether Mother Nature is moving or CERN.
Yeah, Stern and Harp. We
Or,
got so much stuff going on.
yeah.
Praise the higher. Yeah, Sister Gracie said, thanks. It's been very praise the higher, sis. She said it's been very edifying, a great lesson. Bless Ahayah. Praise Ahayah, Bashem Yashaya. Yeah, so okay, that's our cue, brothers and sisters. It's nice to see you all. We will try, we'll do it again next week.
Yeah.
And if you have some things that you want to talk about, send me some emails. There's some things you want to cover. We may get the tail end of it. It doesn't burn out. Oh, so it may comes to New York, the storm?
They'll get the tail end of it, yeah. It
Oh,
started
okay.
making the weather cooler for the winter.
Oh, okay.
And Sister
Yeah,
Carla,
these.
Sister
Yes.
Carla, I will Skype you on the phone later tonight, my time, to tell you what's going on with me. Okay.
Okay. Okay, well, bless you, brothers and sisters. I give all glory and praise to Ahayah Shahayah. Thank you, sister, for a lovely testimony, Sister Shamar Zara.
Yes.
Oh, it was blessing, and I'm sure you touched a lot of sisters with your testimony.
It was
Because, yeah, thank you so much, and bless you, and that Ahayah bless you and cover you, and you too, Sister Lawanda, who
Yes.
protects you as you come out, and all our sisters as
Yes.
well. Sister Mayana, we're praying for her. Bless you, sister. And Sister Chandel, we miss you, Sister Chandel, today.
Yes.
But we see you hopefully next week. Okay?
Yes. I'll be calling her soon. And tell Sister, her name is Sister Mayana. Am I pronouncing it right? Mayana.
Yeah, Miss Mayana. Yeah, I spoke with her today.
Tell her I love her and I'm going to see her soon.
Yeah, I thought she was going to try to come on today. She said she was, but she didn't make it. So maybe next week we'll get her on.
Yes.
Okay?
All right. So I'll see you guys next week then.
Yeah, Shalom. And give us some content of what you like to talk about, what you guys want to talk more about. Let me know, okay? Send me some messages. Love you guys.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Put on some music.
To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Song of Moses, 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 song of Moses. Sing to Ahayah, giant gloriously. The horse and its rider was thrown into the Red Sea. Ahayah is my strength, Ahayah is my song. He is my salvation, my power, I build his habitation. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better So we were thrown into the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank just like a stone. The greatness of His excellency has overthrown. Ahayah. Now get about your attention again. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Song of Moses, 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 song of Moses. You better. You better. You better. You better. You better. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. You better. You better. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. Ahayah, Bahashim Yashaya. Ahayah, Bahashim Yashaya. Study the scriptures, 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 study the scriptures to show yourself approved. My skin is black. My body is burned. I survived Babylon. I am a daughter of Zion. Daughters of Zion, like diamonds and pearls, far above rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, cause we're brought with a prize. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? 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 You can stop calling me princess. Not because I'm wearing a crown, not because of what you see. It's the royalty in me. Yashaya's running through my blood. He's running through my blood. 'Cause he is the king of us all. Daughters of Zion like diamonds and pearls. For us for rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a prize. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Thorns on his head. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? The royal blood that he shed. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Ultimate sacrifice. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Ooh, gave his life. Took away all my judgments. Cast away my enemies. Set the path before me. There'll be no sin in thee. The curses of Babylon's gone. My eyes are set upon Zion. Daughters of Zion like diamonds and pearls. For us for rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a prize. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Royal blood that he shed. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Ultimate sacrifice. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? Gave life, yeah. Now that I changed, what you gonna say? You can't accuse me the same way, huh? It's the difference of night and day. I'ma stand with the righteous and we gonna pray. 144, one kick in the door done. Who will endure to the end? You're the real one. This is for real, son. No matter feel, hun. Yashaya coming for the kingdom, yes, the war is won. So examine me higher and reprove me. Try my reins in my heart and you will see. For your love and your kindness over me. I don't sit with evildoers, or will I be? But I will walk in your laws and integrity. And rebuke any sins that you find of me. Why don't you try me, prove me, find me worthy of the kingdom? Buy me, favorite highly, circumcise me. If you chastise me, rebuke me kindly. Daughters of Zion, trying sin so big that she been crying. Trying to hide it, started backsliding. Get yourself together, 'cause I tried to deny it. You can repent too, that's what you gotta do. Even the apple, but you put the past behind you. Even the apple, but you put the past behind you. But you put the past behind you. Daughters of Zion like diamonds and pearls. For us for rubies and precious jewels. Crown on my head, 'cause we're brought with a prize. We are the daughters of Zion. Don't you know I'm brought with the prize? 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 Don't you know I'm brought with the prize?
Praise Ahayah. Praise Ahayah.
Wait, can I give my testimony? Ahayah woke me up and brought me out of Babylon. He blew his holy breath into these old dry bones. Ooh, I started dancing, I started singing. I praise his holy name. I said, Ahayah woke me up. Ahayah turned me around. Ahayah blew his holy breath and brought me to holy give him everything. Lift your voices up and sing. Give him praise. He said those suffer to flee. Proclaim his holiness. Lift up our voice towards Zion, Zion. I'll praise you, Abba. I'll give you all the glory. Ahayah, Bahashem Yashaya. Praise Ahayah. Praise your holiness. Praise Ahayah. I'll give you all the glory. Praise Ahayah. Ahayah, yeah. Praise Ahayah. Yashaya. Make a joyful noise unto Ahayah, all ye land. Serve Ahayah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know that Ahayah, he is good. Everything that has breath, praise Ahayah. Come on, y'all, and magnify his name with me. Throw your hands up and give him praise. He is worthy of all the praise. Praise Ahayah. Oh, come on, y'all, let's praise. Praise Ahayah. Oh, he worthy to be praised. Ahayah. Oh, throw your hands up and praise him. Praise Ahayah. I'm coming in and joining in and put my praise up. Watching Israel come together, Judah start to raise up. It's gonna be the biggest, illest party in the wilderness. Everybody bring your tents, it's gonna be real tense. Everybody shout, Ahayah, come on, put your wine up. 400 years of slavery and now it's time up. Keep within the borders, that's Ahayah orders. You know Ahayah called it, it's coming only here that you can trust. Ahayah, it's gonna be no wickedness. Ahayah, it's gonna put you to the test. Ahayah, and I'ma dance like David and be like Miriam in the wilderness with cymbals and shakers. And every breath in my body, I'ma praise him. And like the Yashaya on the Thursday, I'ma raise up. We going hard in the desert with no sin. Moving like pilgrims, we know we going in like shit. We're gonna lift our voice and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our hands and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our voice and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. We're gonna lift our hands and praise him. Never gonna stop, never gonna stop. No, 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 never gonna stop. I will praise him. I will praise you. I will praise you. he's gonna do it again. Oh yeah, he said let's do it again. You say, Ahayah's gonna do it again. Gonna do it again. Ahayah's gonna do it again. Sometimes I hear Ahayah in my ear telling me to warn his people, and it sounds so clear. He said, come on now, my people, you don't have to worry, and you don't have to have no fear. There's a place for care. He said he'd do it again. Sweet breeze in the summertime, feel your sweet face, all laid up next to mine. Sweet love in the midnight, good sleep come morning light. No worry about nothing, just getting good, just getting good, just getting good love. Do it again. Ahayah said he's gonna do it again. Do it again. So pack your bags and wipe away your tears. Get ready for some healing and tender love and care. Ahayah said he's gonna teach us how to keep his laws. Oh, and if he said he's gonna do it, you know he's gonna do it. He said he's gonna do it again. Do it again. Ahayah's gonna do it again. Yeah. Ahayah's gonna do it again. Ahayah's gonna do it again. Yeah. Come on now, listen. Do yourself, get ready. There's a plan, joy. Let's do it again. All you need is space. Get on board. So Israel, get ready. There's a plan, joy. Just get your ticket and thank the Lord. You're gonna do it again. Sweet baby, all laid up next to mine. Sweet love in the midnight, sweet come morning light. Ahayah's gonna don't worry about nothing. Just get good. Ahayah's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. He said he's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. He said he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna bring us through the wilderness. He said he's gonna give us peace and rest. He's gonna show us how to love and show us how to love and give us happiness. Do it again. Ahayah said he's gonna do it again. He said he'd do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it again. Ahayah said he'd do it. You know he's gonna do it. I know he's gonna do it again. 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 Face to face. Show us how to love and give us happiness. He's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it again. Ahayah's gonna do it. He said he's gonna do it. You know he's gonna do it again. Ahayah's gonna do it. Ahayah's gonna do it. heart whispers he won't let you fall. Won't let you fall. Keep asking in his love and kindness, oh, and his mercy. I never thought that this could happen to me. Ahayah's protection is wrapped all around me. Clouds by day, fire by night. He's guiding me. Oh, it feels so good. Ahayah's love. It feels so good, Ahayah's love, because he set his love upon me. Surely I'm not worthy. How could he choose me for such a journey? His love carries me to the highest heights. Oh, the weight of his love, oh, it just blows me away. Yes, he loves me. He loves me. Make me wanna say, it feels so good, Ahayah's love. Oh, it feels so good, Ahayah's love. I feel your loving arms around me, and I know you're right there, close by. And even when you chastise me, you wanna make me better. I don't question your authority, no. I was on my way down to Hades, but Yashaya intervened. Yashaya, yes he did. Yashaya, he stopped me at the crossroads. He showed me the blood on his side. He said, you could be clean. Ahayah's love, it took all away remembrance of pain. Now that you found me, nothing is the same. He sent Yashaya down to redeem me. I said he stopped me at the crossroads. Showed me the blood on his side. Yes, he showed me the blood. He said you could be clean. So you can be clean, that's what he said. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh,
Praise Ahayah. Yashaya. Rahawat. Lost are saved, find their way at the sound of your great name. All can dance, feel no shame at the sound of your great name. Every fear has no place at the sound of your great name. Enemy, he has to leave at the sound of your great name. Oh, Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of Ahayah, man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, hey, your great name. All the weak find their strength at the sound of your great name. Hungry souls receive grace at the sound of your great name. The fatherless, they find rest at the sound of your great name. And the sick and dead are raised at the sound of your great name. Oh, Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. Son of Ahayah, man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Yeah, your great name. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Redeemer, my healer, Lord Almighty, my Savior, defender, you are my King. Yashaya. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain for us. The Son of Ahayah, and man, you are high and lifted up, and all the world will praise your great name. Hey, your great name. Hey. Your great name, your great name. Praise your high. Praise your high.
The hardest part about leaving Babylon was leaving my mom. I'm sorry that I had to Please, mama, dry your eyes. I'm sorry, forgive me, mama. Oh, mama, I never meant to make you cry. He said it rebellion against the household, mother against the daughter, son against the father, sister against the brother, mama.
All glory and praise to Ahayah, Yashaya, Rakadash, Ruah. The Psalms are dead. Yeah. Our Psalms are dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is faith? What is faith? You know you gotta have it. What is faith to you? Faith without works is dead. I know you heard that before. Faith without works is dead. You know about faith. You know what built the ark, preparing his way for his family. Yeah, he built it in. Yeah, 'cause Ahayah told him so. He had faith. What is faith? What is faith? You gotta have faith. Faith is something that things hope for. Ooh, and evidence of things not seen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta have faith. just talk about it. You gotta feel